Good morning. I am Dr. Karthi, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science Engineering in BSB Engineering College. Today my topic is software testing and automation. Software testing. Software testing is the process of evaluating a software applications to ensure that functions correctly, it meets specified requirements, perform reliably. That involves identify and fix bugs, verify expected output and assessing the over quality. The goal is to deliver stable and secure software products. Why do we test the softwares? First, software testing, our goal, identifying the bugs and defects, perform optimization and ensure the quality, verify the requirements, compliance and user satisfactions. Types of software testing: manual testing and automation testing, white box testing, black box testing, and gray box testing. Functional testing and non-functional testing. Functional testing divided unit testing, integration testing, system testing. Integration testing, incremental testing, non-incremental testing. It's incremental testing divided top-down. Then non-functional testing, performance testing, usability testing, and compatibility testing. Performance testing, load testing, stress and scalability testings. Black box testing. Black box testing is the software testing where testers that evaluate the functionality on application without looking at the internal code. We don't know about the internal structures and the internal functionalities. In test the software just like the end user providing the input and get the output only. The next one, white box testing. White box testing, we know about the internal structures and algorithms like that. Software testing life cycle. Software testing life cycle outlines the process that testing the software applications from planning resources. First one, analysis, test planning, test case development, test environment, setup, test execution, and test closure. Requirement analysis. To analyze the requirement to determine the stable objective and scopes. Test planning. To create the test plan outline of the test approaches. Then test design. Designing the and develop the test case and test scenarios. Test environment. Setting the necessary hardware and software and network configurations. Next one, test executions. Running the test case, recording the results and comparing the actual outcome with the expected results. Test closure. Assessing the test case have been executed, evaluating the quality testing activities. Next one, stages of testing. Acceptance testing, system testing, integration testing, unit testing. Unit testing. Unit testing software is a software testing technique where individual units or components of software applications tested in isolation validated. It's test the every block in individually tested in the unit testing. How to testing its work? Write the executing test individual parts of software codes. Integration testing. Integration testing where the individual softwares or modules or components are combined the tested as a group. Next one, system testing. System testing is a technique where complete the integrated software system to evaluate and verify that it meets specified requirements and functions correctly in its intended environment. How does it work? It's work done by the test the entire software system as a whole simultaneous real-world scenarios. Boundary value testing. Boundary value testing is a software testing technique that involves testing a system or applications at a end over the boundary limits. Path testing. Path testing is the software testing technique that involves testing the different paths that program can be during the executions. Test planning. Test planning is the process of outlining the strategy, scope, objectives, resources, and schedule for the testing activities. It involves determining the test objective, assigning the role and responsibilities, and identifying the test derivatives. Test phases, different types of test phases: unit testing, integration testing, system testing, acceptance testing, statics testing. Unit testing, its individual components or modules are of functionalities. Integration, the different modules or components work together correctly. System testing, validate complete integration test against the specific requirements. Acceptance testing, confirm the software meets business requirements ready to deliver the end users. Static, it's a review and analyze the code, documents, and requirements. Resource requirements. Resource requirements for testing plans. Software testing involves identifying the necessary resources to complete the testing projects successfully. Different types of resources: human resources, hardware and software requirements, test environment, tools and equipments. Human resources: testers, developers, and other members. Hardware and software: necessary infrastructure, computer, devices, software, and supporting testing. Test environment: test environment to production environment, including the hardware and software network configurations. Tools and equipments. Equipments require support the testing, test management tools, defects taking tools, and automation frameworks. Test schedule. Test schedule, planning the outline of the timeline. It includes start and end dates, testing phases, task assignments, duration effects, dependencies, milestones, and resource allocations. Types of test schedules: manual test schedule, automated test schedule, hybrid test schedules. Manual test schedule, spreadsheets, calendars, the automated software tools and test management tools. Hybrid, it's combined manual and automated test schedules. Test case. Test case is a detailed step-by-step process of the testing. The parameters are test case ID, test case description, preconditions, steps, expected result, test data, and post conditions. Test design factors. Test design factors are key elements influence the design of test and testing process. It includes test environment, test data, test scenarios, test cases. Test environment, hardware and software and network configurations. Test data, including the input and output results. Test scenarios, the conditions which system tested, such under the integrations or system integrations. Test cases, individual tests that are executed to valid specific requirements or functionalities. Performance testing. Performance testing is the non-functional software testing, like the load testing, stress testing, volume testing, failover testing, recovery testing, configuration testing, compatibility testing, usability testing. First one, load testing. Load testing is the type of performance testing that determines the performance of systems, software products, or software applications under real-life based load conditions. Next one, stress testing. Stress testing verifies the stability and reliability of the system. This system particularly determines the system's robustness and error handling under the burden of some load conditions. Usability testing. Usability testing is the method used to evaluate the user experience and navigations of websites, apps, and digital products. Usability testing in software testing is the type of testing that is done from an end user's perspective to determine its systems easily usable. Stress testing. Stress testing is the stability and reliability of the system. This test particularly determines the system's robustness and error handling under the burden of some load conditions. Usability testing. Usability testing to evaluate the experience and navigations of websites, apps, and digital products. Usability testing in the software testing is the type of testing that is done from an end user perspective to determine if system is easily usable. Testing documentation. Testing documentations to create during or before the testing software applications of aircraft. Then documentation reflects the importance of process of customer and the individual of organizations. Security testing. Security testing is the type of software testing that focuses on evaluating the security of the system or applications. Security testing of any systems is focused on finding all possible loopholes and weakness of the system that might result in the loss of information or repute of the organizations. Thank you.